people, a lot of the UK fans like Triple G and Callum Smith. So that's definitely one fight that could make sense. We were trying to get Eddie Hearn. I was telling you the story yesterday. I was trying to get Eddie Hearn to make the Call Froch fight. Eddie couldn't deliver the Call Froch fight. I think that would have been a huge fight at Wembley Stadium. But Callum Smith is definitely one option that could make sense for Triple G's next fight. Callum Smith's a great fighter. He just won that World Boxing Super Series, and could be a great fight.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Has Triple G considered retiring at all?
No, he hasn't considered retiring. He's naturally frustrated with the decision. I think we were all frustrated with the decision. That came down to the 12th round. If everyone watches, forget about watching the whole fight. If you want to look at the fight, watch the 12th round. Dan Raphael said 1,000% or 1,000,000% that Triple G won the fight.
I don't know. The past is the past. It's over. Right now, it is 3:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, November the 12th, 2018. This is Tom Loeffler, the promoter of Triple G Golovkin, Cecilia Bracas, Roman Chocolo Tito Gonzalez, Ryan Martin, and many other fighters, former promoter of the Klitschko's. And it's looking like it's very close to being done. Hints have been and are being thrown about that Golovkin is going to be fighting Callum Smith, WBC Diamond and WBA Super World Champion at 168 pounds, 25-0 with 18 KOs. He's about 6'3". Like, he's a big dude. He has a lot of power. And obviously he's young. Now, he is flawed, but overall, in my opinion, looking at the 168-pound division, in my opinion, now David Benavidez is the champion in recess. So, therefore, the WBC title was vacant. Callum Smith is better than Anthony Durrell. He's better than Jesse Hart. He's better than Gilberto Ramirez and Jose Uzcategui, in my opinion. Even though Jose Uzcategui last fight was basically, he said it was a fight for him to bait, to get other fighters to fight him. James DeGale, well, he vacated his title. He's going to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. likely on free TV over there in the UK soon. Rocky Felding is going to be fighting Canelo. I got a nice, thorough prediction video coming for that. It's funny because Callum Smith and Rocky Felding, now that they're both are going to be getting two crazy big money fights. Now, of course, Golovkin and Smith isn't official. If it were to happen, my understanding is they want to keep Golovkin on that same timeline as Canelo. So Canelo's going to fight in December the 15th against Rocky Felding. We're working our ass off to make sure we get to that fight. Not me personally. I'm going to be here, but my colleague. It's crazy that we're dealing. Put it this way, I feel that it's an 80% chance. It's just that you never know with these politics, man. It's politics and media. But to move on, if Golovkin and Smith was to happen, I'm going to say it would happen in around April or so to set up Canelo versus Golovkin 3. But remember, both of these guys have to win. Both of these guys, even though Canelo obviously is significantly younger, these are some big tests. Rocky Felding is a big dude. You've seen the face-off. Callum Smith is a big dude. And Golovkin doesn't go to the body. Golovkin is primarily a headhunter, and he doesn't move his head himself that much. Big test. I actually talked to Abel Sanchez over a year ago at the Terrence Crawford Felix Diaz press conference, and they were wanting to go up to middleweight, super middleweight last year. So I guess this is a way for them to try to one-up Canelo, because let's say, for example, if these are big ifs in my opinion. If Canelo was to beat Rocky Felding, Canelo has a better chance to beat Rocky Felding, in my opinion, than Golovkin has a chance to beat Callum Smith, in my opinion. Because Canelo goes to the body. He can break Rocky Felding down if his power carries up. It's still questionable at 160 pounds. Now it's going to be at 168. Rocky Felding can easily fight at 175. So, let's say if both of them were to win, Canelo was to win, and Golovkin were to win. I guess this is Golovkin's way and his team. Like, okay, well, listen, we have the belt above Canelo's, the super world, and we beat arguably the best 168 pounder in the world in Callum Smith. And also, Golovkin is more better suited at 168 anyway. Guys like Alberto Ramirez, after his fight with Jesse Hart, whenever that does happen or get announced, Gilberto Ramirez is going to 175 pounds. Jose Uzcata guy, he's over their top rank right now. So, Callum Smith, Rocky Felding, Canelo, they're out of the mix for him. His mandatory is Caleb Plant, by the way. That's a whole different situation because now a purse bid is going to come up for that. When was it? I covered this fight when they both fought. That was back in November 2015. I covered this. My video's right here on the channel. I've been covering these guys a long ass time. I would give Golovkin a better chance if he went to the body more, but he can lose this fight on the cards. Yeah. And Callum Smith's chin going to be tested. We'll see, though. If it was to happen, it would happen on the zone. It's looking like Tom Loeffler, the promoter of Golovkin. He's a rational dude. The top 160 pounders are over on the zone. So if he won his belts, he got to go over to the zone. They know that. Now, in regards to Charlo, he was saying that this was a couple of weeks ago. Because he does these streams every Sunday on his Twitter. So he was saying a couple of weeks ago that that Golovkin would fight Charlo, but Charlo had chose Willie Monroe. But you know how it is with promoters. You don't know who to believe when it comes to that. But Charlo's got his own situations, his own issues to deal with as well. But he has a better bargaining chip because eventually the WBC is going to order him to fight Canelo or whoever has that WBC title because he's WBC interim champion. We'll see, though. It looks like Demetrius Andrade is not in the mix. It looks like, if Canelo beats Rocky Felding, then it'll be Canelo versus Danny Jacobs in May. And then if you get Golovkin versus Callum Smith in April, you know how big Canelo versus Golovkin 3 is going to be? When you have both of these guys are now, and Canelo would be a champion in multiple divisions. Golovkin would be the over champion at 168 with that Super World title. But however, the pay-per-view aspect is out of it. How big do they make this fight, and how much all in does the zone go? If I was the zone, I'd go all in. Because that would drive crazy subscriptions to their brand. Remember, there's no pay-per-view, so this is all upfront money. Where's the, do politics play even bigger because Canelo knows he's going to make the same amount of money for each fight? How does this work? So many things factor in. Because if Golovkin signs with the zone, then you have to believe that the zone, those executives are signing him, yes, we are going to make Canelo Golovkin 3. Just like when Floyd Mayweather signed with Showtime after he beat Miguel Cotto. You can't tell me. We already know because the fight was made that it was like, well, Floyd, we're signing. We're going to give you all this money. You can fight the Guerreros and all those guys, whoever. This was, in hindsight, though. But you're going to have to fight fucking Manny Pacquiao. We want that on our platform. So once Golovkin signs with his own, whenever it does happen, if it happens, then expect for Canelo Golovkin 3, unless those guys lose, to be fighting each other in 2019 for a third time. We'll see, though, man. We'll see. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.